Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mondays with Mel. Thank you for joining us today. Mondays with Mel is all about connecting with constituents, community, and thought leaders around the realities that influence the lives of folks living in Winnipeg North. The theme that we always come back to is all of us together. Today is actually our final Monday with Mel. Things are opening up again. We're really happy that we'll be able to connect with people in the community. We might still do some of these virtual chats, but we're going to be shifting things a bit. And, this has been a wonderful opportunity to connect with people virtually during one of the toughest lockdowns that we've had. And I've so appreciated all the speakers that have joined us and for everyone who's tuned in. And so I'm just really thrilled today to have our final guest join us. Jaspreet Hari is a community member in Winnipeg North, living in Amber Trails, and we connected a couple of weeks ago. And so, Jas, do you want to actually maybe introduce yourself and let folks know who you are?
Yeah, first thing first, congratulations on your nomination. And now about myself. I am Jaspreet Hari now, and I was Kosa before. And,
Sorry about that.
No problem. It's okay. I like Kosa as well.
Okay.
And we immigrated to Manitoba in 2009. And since then, we have been living in Amber Trails, and we love our community there, and we tried to give back something to the community. So we started a community newspaper first called Pardesi Punjab, and then we started a community magazine about like 4 or 5 years ago, and that magazine is called Punjabi People. And in 2013 and 2016, we also published a settlement guide for new immigrants to Canada. So that covers everything from what they have to do, how they can, from the beginning, like from the day first when they immigrate until they get settled. So it covers the information and all the links and networking links for them.
Yeah, and you had told me a bit about that resource, and so my master's background is actually in immigration and settlement, and from what I know, it can be really challenging to navigate the resources, the settlement resources that are available for people once they get here. Really challenging to navigate the immigration process itself, and so it seems like that was likely just such a strong resource for people in the community. And was it available in multiple languages, or in Punjabi only, or English only? What did that look like?
It was in Punjabi and English. Like, it had 2 columns side by side. One column is Punjabi and the second one was English. That's true. It was really helpful, and it is helpful even now. Like, some of the links might have changed and some of the information might have changed, but most of it is still same. So yeah, we didn't publish after 2016, but it's still very useful to some people.
Yeah, that's great. And from things happening throughout the pandemic, we've been in this situation now for 16 months, I think. What have you seen in the community as far as, whether it's immigration and settlement related or other things that are happening? Are there, what have been some of the things that have come up and that have shown real importance and perhaps urgency as far as community needs go for the Indian community here in Winnipeg?
I was also talking on CBC about it like a month ago. So I think the main problem is with seniors, they used to get together in groups in like parks or schools. So now they can't. So it was a good socializing place for them, and it was good for their mental health as well as for their physical health, because they used to walk or bike to the parks or schools, but now they can't do it anymore. So I also talked to some seniors from my community, and they told me how this pandemic and restrictions are changing their behavior, and like it's taxing their mental health somehow. But it's also important that safety first, right? So like being at home, they also found out how they can stay healthy, how they can stay like mentally fit. So yeah, they suggested some like playing with kids and doing garden work, like those things can help, but it has changed their behavior, and it has changed a lot. So after pandemic, I think you asked about the need of community. I think after these restrictions are over, I hope soon. So we also need like more gathering spaces, more park spaces in our community. Especially, I was also reading a report on like mainstream media that in Northwest Manitoba, I'm sorry, Northwest Winnipeg, there is less park space, I can say, per person compared to other parts of Winnipeg. So because the community is growing, so we need more of those park spaces, green spaces, and gathering spaces for our seniors.
Yeah.
And yeah, so those are much needed things to do for the community.
For sure. And, I think that has been known for quite some time that we do need to make more of those investments in
Mm-hmm.
the northwest part of the city. And COVID has just shown again how important
Yeah.
having those public accessible spaces for people, how important it is for individuals to have access, but also as a community, because yeah, having that opportunity to gather with your friends and neighbors and family. Yeah, it's really, builds that strong community and those strong connections.
Yeah.
Sorry, my cat is just trying to get in my office. And when we spoke last time, COVID's been tough too, because it's put a pause on immigration, and I think it's extended the length of time that people are waiting to come to Canada. Um, and we talked a little bit too about, how COVID's also demonstrated again how important family reunification is. And when we're talking about seniors, and I think we've probably seen, and maybe you can, I don't know if this is something that you can speak to, but my hunch is that, many of the seniors, the grandparents in the community have also taken on a big role through the pandemic in helping even more with, caring for kids and grandchildren. And yeah, it's just, I think it's highlighted that importance of that, having that family unit.
Yeah. Yeah. Having the family support, especially seniors support, parents support, is very important. Yeah, we also discussed last time when we talked about it that because our parents are here, like my parents are here, so they took care of my son and my nephews and nieces, and they also take care of like house chores and garden work and groceries. So those are the main reason that we, my brother and sister-in-law and my husband and myself, like we always were in workforce. We never claimed CERB. So indirectly, I can say the parents, seniors are playing a big role in economy growth.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah.
And again, the conversation about how we value care work, whether that's,
Mhm.
grandparents caring for kids, women raising children, men raising children, um, you know, people working in the childcare sector and early childhood education, how critical these roles are.
Yeah.
We've seen it throughout the pandemic that this has been a major barrier for people staying in the workforce, is having access to, you know, either family or affordable childcare, so that people can enter. And it's going to be critical as we're moving forward, especially for women. You know, we've seen some major losses of women in the workforce, and you know, just to bring it back to the issue of immigration, it's been really challenging. It's been
Yeah.
made more challenging to bring parents over, and I think we need to shift the conversation about
Mhm.
how it strengthens families, it strengthens communities, and it helps our economy, if we want to talk about the
Yeah.
economy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think no one thinks about, like, no one thinks that way. So they, like, these governments, the present and the past government, federals, so they think that parents are burden. They don't think in that way, that they are helping, like they are indirectly helping very much. They are very important for the family first and economy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have, like, Nirmal's, my husband's parents are still in India. Like, we immigrated in 2009, and we were not able to, we were able to sponsor them. We were able to apply for their application, but it was like they paused the program for a couple of years, and then it was like lottery system that was unethical, I can say.
Yeah.
Like, doing lottery system for those emotional attachments, the relationships. And then, like, it was first come first serve, and like there were only 10 minutes were given to apply for the application. Like, there were so much. And now finally, like, we have applied after 10 years, we have applied for Nirmal's parents, and they are still in line. But after like 11, 12 years, they are still not here. They are
Yeah.
not here with us, and our son misses them so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, and they miss him too. They want to be with us, and but we are not able to bring them here unless they come on like super visa or just visitors. But
Yeah.
but with this pandemic, they cannot even come as visitors.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it is really heartbreaking to hear that. That's a
it
long
is.
time.
Yeah, yeah, and like they don't understand the, especially like the past government and this current feds, they don't understand
Yeah.
value of these relationships.
Yeah. And
Mm.
even within my own family, you know, and I feel like it's such an important cultural thing too, because the cultural values and language
Yeah,
and all of the pride that grandparents can help instill in their grandchildren, and that sharing, that intergenerational kind of, it's
yeah,
so important and it's so vital. And you know, with my grandparents, they've been overseas for my whole life, but for my cousins that are also overseas, I know that they played not only a pivotal role in caring for their grandkids, but also their grandkids, right? Or, sorry,
oh wow.
great grandkids. So
Wow.
yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so, yeah, I think we need to start shifting. I think more than ever, we now know that it's critical that we start valuing this kind of care work, that we
yeah,
start seeing people as people in our systems and our processes. And yeah, we have to see this for all of the strengths it brings, because it brings so much more strengths than it does any
yeah. And
burdens.
yeah, and it brings positivity, and to build a like strong and healthy and happy community, a happy
Absolutely.
society. Yeah, it's very important.
So important.
Yeah,
Yeah, and this is something that I've been really passionate about for quite some time. And so I'm really thankful to be able to connect with you,
mhm,
Jaspreet, to work
yeah,
together, to you know, represent the community and what the community needs. And so thank you so much for
yeah.
this. You know, this
Thank
has
you
been,
for bringing me. Yeah,
yeah, and you know, um, I think this is a great place to maybe wrap up. I feel like there's lots more to talk about, and we're going to continue these
hmm,
conversations and get into the community together. But to kind of tie up our final Monday with Mel,
Yeah.
why is your community important to you, and how can we build on together on its strengths?
My community, like I was born in it, and I was raised by like my community. Like each community member is very helpful to, like we are very helpful to each other. And as I said, like our seniors especially, they are very helpful to ourselves as well as to neighbors. So like it's very important to see them around. It's like it brings a smile on my face when I see them happy, when I see them walking on the streets, walking on in the parks. So my community is really important to me. So I think we can be respectful to them, and we should like together we should listen to their needs, what they need. So I think if we listen, then we can try to work on those needs. So that's the way I think we all can help our communities.
Yeah,
Not just my community, but all the communities in
communities, and seeing the roles and the gifts and the contributions that
yeah,
every community member brings. And
yeah, acknowledge it. Yeah,
yes, and
yeah.
it like our communities are strong when we have those intergenerational connections, and that
Hmm.
there's so much to learn from our elders, and there's so much to gain, and it's so critical. And so
Yeah,
thank you again,
yeah,
Jaspreet. This has been a wonderful conversation. Looking forward to getting into the community. Things are
yeah,
starting to open up. People are getting double vaccinated. I think that there's some hope on the horizon that,
yeah,
we'll be able to be together in the community again.
yeah. Good luck.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jaspreet. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. It's been a wonderful 10 weeks. Incredible. Time has flown by. We do have all of these videos up on YouTube. So if you're interested in seeing some of the other conversations, please do check it out. We have the YouTube channel posted on the website at melissa4wpgnorth.ca, or you can look it up on YouTube, Mel for WPG North. We'll see you in the community hopefully soon. And if you ever have any questions or want to connect, please do send me a message. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful Monday. Bye.